Right, and we are live. Good morning, traders. It is day 28 of my payout challenge, Thursday, August 14th, and I like Thursdays because TradeZilla tells me they are my most profitable day to trade. So we're 3 minutes until the open, and get you over here on the right screen. So here's what I'm looking at. I'm overall bullish until proven otherwise. This CPI released at 8:30, making a nice push down for sell-side liquidity, down into a daily fair value gap. And we have some bullish SMT and a variety of other things that I'm liking down in here. So I'm anticipating one of two things. 9:30 might just push up, create my model, and maybe even leave without me before giving me a chance to enter. But I'm anticipating a long to these equal highs, news high up here. Is probably the situation I'm favoring because YM is already doing the stop hunt down in here. So just keeping an eye on those. The other thing is I wouldn't mind it if 9:30 pushed down and created another stop hunt but below this low, and then created my model for a bullish setup. So we'll find out here in a minute or two. It's actually kind of pushing already, so we'll see, we'll see. The YM took that low, creating more bullish SMT. There's a higher time frame bullish SMT with this low, local SMT here with this low. I really don't want it to close above that inversion before 9:30. And we're below midnight open, below 8:30 open. Boy, it's going to give me a tough decision of entering 1 minute before market open. I don't have a rule about that. I've done it sometimes and it works out fine. There's periods of time in which it makes your model on 9:30 on the dot and you're great. And then there's periods of time where it does the where it just wrecks you at 9:30, and I'm not certain what today is going to be. I'd really like it not to close above that inversion. I want it just to chill out. I want it to push down is what I want when 9:30 opens. Do a little push down and then a push up. All right, 9:30 opening. And see where we get this candle closing. It's going to be a bullish delivery. Probably should have just taken that candle, but that's breaking my rules. Here's a breaker I can take. So there is the possibility of a push up into this this zone here, and then this is the Judas, but I'm anticipating this CPI move to be the Judas at the moment, and I want to be bullish until proven otherwise. So this candle's giving a closure above the inversion. I guess I'm just going to go for it. It meets my rules. It meets my criteria as long as it closes above that inversion, which it doesn't look like it's going to do. So that's super interesting. All right. No setup, no trade. So I'm re-examining here and trying to see what else I can see. We have a 1 hour fair value gap right above. Currently forming, it's not confirmed. Oh, see that this candle is all right, so some semi-relative equal lows down in there. All right, closing above this breaker. I'm going to go for it. If it closes reasonably close to this breaker. All right, come on in, Q. Pull back a little bit. Pull back. Back. Give me some room to work with here. All right, close. All right, order filled. So not an ideal fill. Trying to figure out where I want my stop. It could come down for these inefficiencies, this tail, this candle left there, but if it's coming down there, I guess I kind of anticipate it coming for these equal lows. We'll see. Let's get this set up for 2R. I'm either on sides or off sides, and I don't know. Let's go, let's go. There's the trade set up. So here YM is actually pushing down, creating the move that I was actually wanting to see on NQ, that sweep of this low. ES is kind of going sideways, so they're not correlated at the moment. I would like to see that change. I want to see, since YM swept that low, it's creating more bullish SMT down in here. So I want to see it keep pushing. Let's go NQ. In terms of resistance, here's this previous day's low. I'm anticipating that to break and for price to push through it. Not liking how the candles are stalling out here. With 9:30, I want the delivery to be swift, and it's either going to turn into, it could turn into seek and destroy, high resistance kind of thing, or it could be reversing. So I really want to see the next candle or two distribute quickly. I don't mind this coming down, retesting this breaker a little bit, that's fine. All right, on my other screen here, I'm zooming out, taking a look at 15 minute. And we have a fair value gap right above us on the 15 minutes, so we have a level I'm interested in, 907. Right about here, 5, 6, 7. All right, NQ, let's go, let's push, creating a nice order block right there. Pushing up into midnight open. I'm gonna probably go break even right around here in midnight open. There's enough in this zone that I think I might likely be wrong if it comes back down in here. The breaker's already been tested, so I know at this point I can push my stop up a bit, halfway, reduce some of that risk. I don't want to push it up too close because it could still come down, test this breaker, wick below, and keep going. But I would love to see a gap right here. I'm going to hide that that level, clean this up just a little bit. So YM is pushing nicely, creating a breaker right there, confirming bullish delivery for me. All right, 12 seconds till this candle closes. Super nice delivery. Keep going, NQ. Let's go, let's go. I would love to be done in 15 minutes today. That would be an amazing day. All right, pushed up. So here's this fair value gap. My stop is safe below here. 90% chance if it comes for these, I'm off sides. Price could still come down in here, retest this order block, wick into this zone. So I'm not interested in pushing my stop loss up any further at this point in time. I just want to see some nice distribution. This zone here, I want it to see it disrespected. This blue line is midnight open. This other blue line is equilibrium of a gold Bach range. So they kind of go with each other. Or don't go with each other, but are falling in the same zone. In addition to that 15-minute fair value gap consequent encroachment, right in this zone here. So we're seeing price resisted a little bit. And then at 926, so right at midnight open, I do want to break even because that for me is really where it could turn around and stomp on me. So A little early. My rules say 75% of the way to TP I can break even, just given everything I see right here. I feel like I'm going to fudge my rules a little bit and move that stop up early. Just go break even, go risk free on this trade, especially because I've broken the habit of going break even on trades consistently. Consistently. All right, so this candle's looking like it wants to come down and retest this fair value gap to me. Just fine. It's daily low. We have 3 minutes left in this macro. I want to see some more expansion, some more push at this. YM is doing a good job pushing up over here, so I want to see NQ. ES doing the same thing. I'll go break even now. At this point, I've preserved my capital. Looking over here on the 5-minute chart, we have this fair value gap that's been violated. I like seeing that. The 15 minutes struggling right in here with the fair value, consequent encroachment of the fair value gap. So candles coming down to retest this 1 minute fair value gap. It's daily low, plus potentially. Stop hunted those two candles. So let's see if it gets a close above, makes a little order block. No close above. I'm anticipating price to come down and test this fair value gap. If you were bearish and you're biased, this would be the place to short, in my opinion. But we're below midnight, below 8:30 open, which is this dotted line right here. 9:30 open is here. So I'm anticipating bullish delivery still, at least for me. Go. Okay, that's a nice push. Come on. Come on, NQ, let's go. Don't you start consolidating right there. Halfway to my target. Where I want to see just a nice pop. Poop. Right up in there. Oh. All right, time-wise, it's 9:40. I don't think we have any other. Check the news for 8. Oh, we do have a 10 a.m. consumer sentiment. Okay, so I'm definitely wanting my stop at break even now. That was hidden in the. Or wait, sorry, that's Friday. Today's Thursday. So we just have PPI and unemployment claims at 8:30. There's no 10 o'clock news. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow's 8:30 and 10. So yeah, we're good actually. Come on, NQ. All right, YM is kind of doing a little bit of a reversal there. I don't like that. This candlestick here just balanced this inefficiency with this tailless candle, and it can keep going from there. But it's also starting to look like a stop hunt and an inversion right there on YM, which could drag them all down. Same thing here on ES. This could turn into an inversion. Some beautiful equal lows here on ES and on NQ. All right, NQ, let's go. Let's do something. I wanted one of those days where I was done in like 8 minutes. All right, so closing above this right here would make an order block. There we go. There's a nice push. I like that. Here's some equal lows though, and it didn't retest this fair value gap. So I'm anticipating at this point, depending on what this candle does, if this closes nice and strong up in here, then I can expect some continuation and distribution higher. If this doesn't close up in here, I'm going to expect some sideways consolidation. But any which way, let's go. Let's go, NASDAQ. Nasty Nas. Okay, so that's not a very strong closure. It also did not really balance this inefficiency at all. Here we go, nice push into midnight open. I want to see YM sync up. That would make me feel better. See how this candle's kind of pushing down into this order block relatively deeply, kind of forming a consolidation. Let's see, let's go down to the 15 second. That's ugly on the 15 second. It's kind of flagging upwards, so it's going to do obviously one of two things, but when these flags like this happen, either just rockets up out of them or it just dumps out of them. It doesn't really, like, there's no, for me, no market structure in here that I can really read or see. It's just zebra stripes. So that's accumulation, and I'm expecting a manipulation. These equal lows make me feel like the manipulation could be to the downside and then up. Trying to weigh closing the trade where it stands and taking my profits would be nice too, but then if you don't let your system play out over time, well, then I didn't get my 2R, and that impacts another trade in the future, and that's kind of where I'm at. My trading is really getting used to letting it play out one way or the other. Like, I got to give up some gains to get some gains, right? Still just consolidating. YM. Doing its own thing completely. So, expecting this fair value gap to be tapped into. I'm looking around. The 1 hour is left a tiny fair value gap. I'm not showing it on my screen currently, but super tiny. 4 hour making a massive tail. 4 hours making me feel quite bullish. 1 hour is making me feel indifferent at the moment. Okay, so some nice push up here. For me, really, it's this flag. I feel like I can put my stop up here because it's either going to come down and stomp on me, or it's going to come up for my order up here. I don't think it's going to just come down into this fair value gap and continue. I could be wrong. So ES is maintaining correlation here, and YM is sideways mostly. Didn't break this low yet. All right, so getting above midnight open. I want to see it close above here. Otherwise, this is looking like it could be the stop hunt for further sell side delivery. At this point, it's far enough away from this gap. For me, it's one or the other. Either going to hit here or it's going to take me out. I know that's like, oh, duh, but I meant in terms of like, if I move my stop up here. So I don't think it's going to come back here without running all the way through there. So I'll take what I can get out of this one. Especially because what I'm seeing here, YM. All right, so the 1 hour has officially balanced its price range. There is no inefficiency on the 1 hour. 15 minutes looking reasonably bullish. 4 hours looking bullish. I guess the thing that's sketching me out is YM in this flag pattern. It could come down in here, balance out this inefficiency and keep going. I see that being more of like a longer play, taking like the next couple macros to do that and being potentially higher risk. So for the moment, I'm just going to assume it wants to pop up for these highs first, or it wants to come down into here. Act like magnets. Go NQ. Let's go. I'm loving it, man. Love Thursdays. So long as I log off after this trade, I can't mess my Thursday up. It'll be green. Okay, so YM did not take this low, closed below it. It's a failed swing right there. Slow delivery for the last 10 minutes. It was looking really nice at first. I thought it was just going to run up there and be done before the 950 macro. But what is this, 936? It just kind of petered out. So I'm good either way. I just got to sit and wait. Not really seeing any local bullish SMT. Let's see here. Oh, no, I'm incorrect. Between YM there is, but they're not correlated. So here's the Goldbach range equilibrium. Goldbach ranges are ranges that align with ICT's PD array matrix. So if you're a newer trader, I wouldn't pay attention to Goldbach. Don't worry about it. The big thing as a newer trader is just understanding how to read the candlesticks. Like I don't have any indicators on my screen here that are telling me anything about price and its movement. They're only marking levels, so I don't have to. I don't have to mark midnight open. I don't have to mark London low. I don't have to mark the monthly high, those kind of things. The real magic is, and I know like at first I resisted it because I guess just purely out of laziness. As a newer trader, as a beginner trader, I just wanted to. The RSI seems so much simpler. The stochastic seems so much simpler to understand, right? When the stochastic is down at the bottom, buy. Well, that's really easy to understand. Whereas reading the candlesticks and all the little variants between what they mean and what they're showing, the bodies, wicks, the tails, right? Even things like this, the inefficiency and how different they can be. That seemed a little overwhelming and daunting. So I avoided it for like 6 months or more. Probably more like 8 months. And in the end, it just really slowed me down. I ended up needing to read how the candlesticks moved anyways. And for me, the PD arrays, ICT PD arrays were just like what made everything click. And all of a sudden I could start to look at these charts and understand the language. Because before when I was using all the indicators, it was still it was like foreign language to me looking at the charts. For the most part, like I could understand some basics like red and green. You know, like if I picked up a Spanish book, I could read, you know, a couple of the words right on a page. And then the indicator was like this translator down here. So then you had 3 indicators translating. And for me, at least, that was really hard because I was still staring at a foreign language up here in these candlesticks. And once I started studying PD arrays, and they're not that complicated once you sit down and dive into it, that's when it all became clear and I could see everything. So I'm trailing my stop below this fair value gap one way or the other. Let's go NQ. Let's go. Here's a tailless candle. It could come for this, and I'm wondering if maybe I should just be conservative because it could. I'll go for slightly less than 2R because it could just tick this and come back down. And I don't want to be in it any longer. I'll give up a little bit of gain to get out of it quicker. Beautiful, beautiful delivery this morning. It felt really good to see that. 9:30 to 10 has been a little dicey the last couple weeks. But this was some nice delivery for the most part. A little bit of consolidation here, but it didn't mess with me too much. Or in the way it didn't come back down and tease my my entry and my stop loss and do any of that kind of stuff. kind of gap right in here. I'll leave my stop down here for the minute. When it gets super close to a liquidity like that, it just acts like a magnet right here, like it just starts sucking it up into it, right? I don't think I have that emoji. Do I have that emoji? Oh, I do have that emoji, right? Like, boop. Come on, let's go. So I either want to see it go hit my sell limit, or trying to decide if I want to put this down here. Right there. So cool. Still green on the day. I'll take it. I'll take what was that? So not a full 2R, unfortunately. I think 3 something would have been a full 2R. But right there, look at that. So this inverted right here, took this tailless candle. That's what I was saying I didn't want. And I still wasn't even quite conservative or conservative enough. I came right to here and I was about 4 or 5 ticks away from there. So seeing this inversion, it's possible now it wants to come down for delivery into this zone before it continues up and takes liquidity up here on buy side. But I'll take it. I think that was 1.5R on this trade. No, it wasn't. It was 189 risk, so I think that's where I had my stop. Yeah, it was 189. So I was hoping to get more towards 400. 221 is 1.2R or something maybe. But look at this. This is what I didn't want to be a part of because of all this built up liquidity down in here. Had it balanced price out a little bit, had, you know, in here had it come down, done one of these things, and kind of done more of a market, made more market structure along the way, I would have felt comfortable holding this until the 2R TP. But with nothing mitigated down in here, with YM going sideways, it was kind of indicating to me I wasn't certain how high up it was going to go or it was going to retrace. So I think all in all, looking back on this, I feel like I played it about as well as I could have. And I'm happy with that. I remember at a point I was up to 250 on the trade somewhere in here, and I had the thought to close it. And I'm like, well, I need to let it play out and see. And what's more valuable than the dollars I didn't get was being disciplined to tell myself, let's hold out for 2R. And if you were here then, you heard me talking about that, about the need to hold out for my final TP. Otherwise, my system doesn't work. And I did my best by trying to adapt to what I was seeing by adjusting for the circumstances, noticing that I was observing price was behaving in a way that made me feel like it wasn't going to take this high, or this high even was where my original TP was, right here. So my TP was here, and I moved it down because it was forming structure that made me think it was going to do exactly this, and I didn't want to be a part of it. When price gets this close to your TP, I just personally want out. Close enough, good enough. I don't want to be greedy. So we saw price come down in here, retraced. I like getting in and out of trades quickly. Price came down in here, retraced it, didn't come back to this inefficiency. So I'm still expecting further delivery. It's creating all these equal lows and anticipating it's going to come down in here before continuing higher. But we'll find out here in about 10 or 15 minutes what it does and how right or how wrong I was. And this will just be, either way, I'm gonna document this because I want to determine, was my call to move my stop correct, given what I am seeing? And then I can further formulate and refine those subtle, they're not rules, but maybe the word is instincts as a trader. Like the instinct in me was saying, I don't like this liquidity. I want to get out of this trade. That's kind of the instinct. at the moment. And I could be wrong. That could be an instinct that needs to change too. I'll find out, and I'll document this trade, find out more a little later today. But either way, Thursday's green, like it has been. I'll take it. So I'm gonna shut it down. I don't want to trade anymore. I'm happy with one win today, and